Outdoors Bound tonight, a controversial method of fishing gets a reprieve.
It's a story that we've been following for months. WFXR's George Noliff with our Outdoors Bound team joins us with the update. Hey, George.
Hey, Drew. Hey, Stoney. The practice is known as reduction fishing, and it involves a bait fish called the Menhaden. There have been calls to ban the practice, or at least limit it. Now the Virginia Marine Resources Commission has finally voted on what to do next. But it's a decision not a lot of people expected. How are y'all doing there, folks? There had been calls for bans on reduction fishing in Virginia's section of the Chesapeake Bay, and the Marine Resources Commission considered a proposal yesterday to create a buffer zone that would prevent reduction fishing within a mile of the bay's shoreline and within a half mile of the Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel Complex. Instead of approving that buffer proposal, the commission voted 5-4 to develop a memorandum of understanding with reduction fishing operators. The primary one is Omega Protein. Omega uses boats, spotter planes, and nets to harvest menhaden to make fish oil and fish meal. Some conservation and sport fishing groups say menhaden are over-harvested from the bay and that it's led to a decline in sport fish and other species that depend on menhaden for part of their diet. They wanted either a ban or tighter regulation. The 1 mile buffer zone that was proposed was to address an issue with net spills that happened last summer that washed tons of dead fish onto the shore at the height of the tourist season. So what's being proposed in that memorandum of understanding would be limits on reduction fishing during the Memorial, Independence, and Labor Day holiday weekends, a buffer zone that would prevent reduction fishing within half a mile of the Bay Bridge Tunnel Complex, and an agreement for reduction fishery operators to work with the governor's office and the General Assembly on creating shore buffers in the future. Conservation groups and sport fishing groups wanted something with a little more teeth. They did not get it. Omega, for its part, says science shows Atlantic menhaden stocks are healthy and that the decline in sport fishing numbers is because of overharvest by sport fish anglers.
Now, George, would that memorandum of understanding actually carry any legal weight?
That's a big question. Does it imply a legal commitment? Not sure. Is it legally enforceable? Not sure again. Legal experts say a lot of times these sorts of agreements are non-binding. What would be binding is a legal statute, which brings us to a proposal before the General Assembly to ban reduction fishing in the bay, but that won't be considered for months, and it's unsure of how it's going to fare in Richmond. We'll keep on this story, though.
All right, George, thank you very much.